Welcome back. This is episode 42, and hopefully, I won't make any errors now. Hopefully, I've got enough coffee in me, or I've found the right balance in caffeine to not make as many errors. Just to make certain, we're going to take a quick sip of coffee. Welcome aboard, all aboard, for another, I wouldn't say exciting, but at least intriguing episode, funny episode of How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. We're still doing a lot of our cleanup stuff, or make it look neat stuff that I was doing before, where I'm going through and basically just doing some smoothing on the terrain for the moment. Why? Because I'm still thinking, how do I want to do things? And not everything's going to go the way it should. For those just joining us, this is the Semi-Trans session. Semi-Trans is a free game you can get on Steam or at Semi-Trans website. It is a free game, so please realize it's not going to have all those nice, neat cleanup things that you got in the pay games. It is one of the lesser known games in the transit world as far as current play, which is why I chose it to take and share, because I enjoy it a little bit more. The engineers are a lot more smart here. They don't go for trying to crash into each other the way they do in a couple of the other games, which, while it may make it more challenging and more exciting to some, is to me, well, part of the bloodlust we have in our country this day and age. Still doing those cleanups. That should get everything pretty much squared away. Now it's just down to what can we do to make things look better and work better. That's the whole goal, was to make this a better running system and less chaotic. As far as that goes, I would say I'm about 25% to the chaos goal. Never did get some of the things I wanted to do, which was mixed local freights and things like that going. Gonna go ahead and unpause the game now, which I should have done. Does not automatically unpause or force you to unpause in order to take and do things, which can be an advantage or a disadvantage depending upon your style of play. Now for the formalities. This is How Not to Game. I'm Kelly Jack, your host, and this is the Dyfed Rex channel. I'm the gaming persona for the Dyfed Rex channel. The sessions are the Devil's Towers Fixit 1969 game sessions, and this is episode 42. All right, 3 minutes in, we finally got all the formalities and greetings done. Trains are running fairly smoothly, but we did decide we wanted to start upgrading some of the lines and consolidating some more lines, especially Tanner Taconite, which has two different lines serving it, if I remember correctly. Double check. Yes. Two different lines. Okay, we had already consolidated, so good. This will make this a little bit easier to do. Double check to make certain. Yes, there are two different consists. This guy is headed to the depot for an upgrade. Now, I could retire him as is, but I'm pretty certain that those are the current good, 60 ton. Those are the current good hopper cars that I want to run. So he's going to head into the nearest depot, check in, and be ready to take and dispatch back out. The other guy has also now cleared the depot or cleared the yard with a delivery, and we'll send him to the depot. With both of those sent to the depot, let's go find that depot. So out here by Taconite is probably going to be headed to the 21 S&S depot, right? Yep. Good old Twin Castle, the Twin Manors depot. So in the Twin Manors Depot. Let's go ahead and knock off that. Go to put in front for a new locomotive type. And we've got to decide how we want to do this. I think what we're going to do is just upgrade to one of these three diesels. It's going to be a slight upgrade in dollars. So for $2 more, I think it's worth it. Well, not quite $2. Call it $1.90 and change. And it's obvious he can take and carry more cars. So let's go find the cars. We're looking for the 60-ton gondolas, hopper cars. Oops. Don't want them in front. Append. And there we go. So we're still going to be running at 89 kilometers an hour down the rails. And that's a good speed to run at. Same thing here. Take him off. Put in front. Go with that guy there. Go to the cars. Go back to append. Add 2 cars. And send him free. And that should take and improve our throughput on that line. And another thing I want to do is go ahead and do a couple upgrades to Tanner Taconite Yard. Tanner's Taconites does need some storage. So what we're going to do, close out the roads, close out special construction for the moment, go to rail, and we're just going to expand the yards by 1 segment each. That also, as you can see, was needed because those trains do hang over, and that means they wouldn't have fully loaded without those extra segments being put on. Next up, close that out. Let's go ahead and add a bulk goods station yard. So we're going to put 2 bulk goods station pieces on. Each of those will add 128 freight that it'll hold in between. So instead of filling the station and then stopping like it was doing before, it'll have that extra 256 freight to add into the game and store in between times, which, 300 freight per train, that gives it everything we need between the 32s on each platform position as well. So each of those is a 128. So that gives us, what did I say, 256? Yeah, 256 and 256. So we should be able to hold just about 2 trains worth in between when we're dispatching out. As you can see, we've got power coming in, so the power generated is being sold to the electric company by the flashing. When it's a steady red, it's not getting juice. And it may be time to add a couple trains to the coal station, because we've put a lot of connections by connecting in the 2 grids that were existing, 2 of the 3 grids that were existing. Coal trains, we were running those other red trains, and I've got no problems continuing that. I've got 1 platform available, and I can add 1. So it's doing all right, but he's not loading up all the way. They're not producing at the full enough rate. And part of that is probably, if we go to production and boost on World's Edge Carbon Digs and see passenger demand versus passengers arrived. And as you can see, we're not even just a bit above 20%. So it's time to figure out how to get more passengers over here. Where do they work? Ashlock and New Cross, mostly in New Cross. So we need to add another bus. How do we do that? Well, let's go to our line. And the first thing we're going to look at is just the lines in New Cross. So I'm doing just the new lines, which will get us to the new Ash Pax Looper, which is the train that serves the area, and then the Town Coach and the South Loop Bus Empire. And that bus empire needs to be upgraded. Pretty certain. Let's take a peek at him. Yep, it's an Empire bus. He's not running full throttle. He is losing money. So down the road, we may want to take and just leave him for now. Or maybe we should upgrade him. Let's do an upgrade. And the best way to do an upgrade is come back down here to Cement Depot. And we've never added a bus barn over here. So I guess it's time to look at adding a bus barn. We're going to do just a gravel road spur to bring it over to beside here. Kind of like this, and then that. Do the bus barn there. We can open it while it's being constructed. Grab the H-Trans bus that we know is bigger and faster. And then dispatch him out on, what did we say that line was? New, the Southtown Loop Empire. So that's bus number 85. So we're going to find 85, Newchester South Loop Bus Empire, launch him, go into here, and tell that Empire to retire. Get the money, just retire him out in the field. Sell him direct right out in the field. The town coach is already running fairly good, and he's not running full. So either we're not getting enough people generated yet, or other items have gone wrong. I've also decided it's time to clean up the electrical grid here. So we're going to sacrifice that spot that allows us to expand service with one more platform for now. Bring around the electrical line, connect him this way, and then run him across the front of the, there he goes. That way now we can get rid of a huge loop line or a horseshoe line that was causing us to lose money. There we go. All cleaned up. And that will allow New Cross to begin growing out this way where the big red X is moving around. Also will let it grow this way, which it's been blocked from doing. The rail is also causing some problems there. So we'll see what this all does, how much this all helps. It's going to take a while to get things going. And looking at World's Edge Yard, I want to see, did I consolidate those lines yet? Yes, the rule breaker collier was just one collier running consistently. And he's running weird. Why? Well, we forgot to tell it to 100% the load. That will make him run a little bit smoother. We've been losing money doing that. There's one of our mistakes. Let's double check, make certain that whole line doesn't need to be fixed. So we're going to look for rule breaker because we know that was the name. There's the rule breaker collier. He was losing a lot of money. Yeah. So this guy does appear to be set correctly. Yes. And this guy is also set correctly. Okay, good. So the line was a 100% line. No. Do it the right way. Set the line to it. And now everything should go faster. Now that is a station choose, so I don't know why he's waiting that way. Let's go ahead and send him to the depot, but turn him back around, and there he went in right. I think it's because we were doing those changes. That did goof him up. And now we're getting a better flow on our trains, for the coal trains at least. slow him down. It is July. We missed the 1st of July, so let's take a peek at the financials. We're hurting. People, are we hurting? We went from 2.4 million. I mean, not even that long ago, we were doing 3.1 million to right now, halfway through the year, we're looking at a 200,000 a year. Part of this is the 70s stagnation economy kicking in, and part of it was what we were doing wrong. Hopefully, these various fixes just helped out New Cross area. We'll hope. I know that it will save us some money long term on how much we were spending for the electrical lines. Looking around for another spot for the next 5 minutes to take and touch up. We can do some cleanup right in here with some landscape cleanups, maybe, if it'll let us. There we go. It let us do that one. This one's because of this section of rail right there. It's got to have cut. That one can clean up, slope him down, make him look a little more natural. Slope around this downgrade, slope out that where there used to be a run. This, because I do launch off of an edge platform, is the way it is. And that cleaned up those two cuts a little bit. We're still sitting here thinking about things. There's another spot right there we can slope around and smooth out. Some of this is just aesthetics. I mean, let's face it. And that's, kind of what I'm doing, is to just make it look like it's been running for a long time. There's been erosion, there's been fill work, and some repair work. Another thing I can think about doing is to give Brenton some more space, kill this sweep loop back down to a standard straight loop for the dispatch line. So by taking the dispatch line like this, whoops, there's why. That's why. Okay. So we're going to do a slope like that. Grab the cheap dispatch line. Now we should be able to clean out that and have it look a lot better. Put a signal two-way on there so that it does recognize it as a spot where it can use it down the road if we go to choose on the yards, but things are not as crazy. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is expanding and then tightening up the back end of the yard on that train that just delivered crude oil there, and maybe even upgrading him, because I'll bet you we can save some money or get faster running off of him. That vehicle is the BR's. No, that's going to be pretty cheap. I mean, that's going to be $9.60 on engine power alone, plus $8.50 a car. I don't think we'll get too much savings. His speed is 80 clicks. That's about what we're getting. We only get like maybe what are we getting here? Max speed is technically 100 on that. Oh, maybe we could take and gain some power by going to diesel on that. Something to think about. But we're getting close to the 20-minute mark. That's where I like to take and do my videos at. We are going to take and do an actual cleanup of the line down here so that this congestion area will stop being such a congestion area. And hopefully we'll get some better throughput and be able to rework the Baronsdale yard down the road. I'm Kelly Jack. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Comments are dealt with on 0 episodes, so when you get to multiple 10 episodes, those will be the ones where I answer comments on air, on screen, in the episode. I will note that you've been logged and recorded to take and be answered. Thanks for watching. Have a better day than I'm having.